I quickly figured out in my first semester of college I'm no good at speeches, so just bear with me. After we took our second loss this year at Nationals, I just couldn't believe it was all over. I cried, and I'm not going to make any promises that I won't right now. I would first like to thank my coach, Brother Curtin. I don't really know how you put up with 3 girls this year, but you did it, and that's amazing. And I would also like to thank Coach Kenneth. It's hard to look at you as a coach, mainly because I grew up in the same church as you my entire life, and I've seen you as a coach for, as a quizzer for so long, that when you're actually my coach, it's kind of a hard concept to grasp. But you really were an amazing coach. You always knew what to say, especially in that last quiz. Just let the time run out. And you knew what to say even off the quiz boards, like before my speech. I would also like to thank my best friend and my teammate, Katie Straight. You always encouraged me and supported me in more ways than one, more ways than you actually know. And the rest of the team, Travis, you have to be the funniest guy I know. And Sarah, even though you thought I was weird, thank you too. I would also like to thank my junior coaches, my Uncle John and my Aunt Cindy, even though I'm sure they were plenty irritated with me because as a junior quizzer, I didn't want to hurt my friends in quizzing, so I didn't want to win. And I would also like to thank all my friends in quizzing, especially one of my particular friends who I was talking on the phone with, and he decides that he wants to quote me over the phone as long as I didn't have a Bible, and I promised him I didn't. And the first verse he asked me to quote was 1 Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence without objection. He promised he didn't do that on purpose, but I still don't believe him. I would also like to give a special thanks to Mom. I wouldn't have made it through 12 years without her. She pushed me, and she always said that even when I didn't want to quote and she made me, that I would look back and I would thank her. And I always said, no, I wouldn't, but here I am. Thank you, Mom. And Dad, thank you for multitasking and quoting with me, even though you were trying to do 4 things at once. You still tried. It was most interesting trying to quote with you. And for the rest of my family, thank you for supporting me, even though you, Noah, would not quote with me. You just knew I was better. And I would especially like to thank Brother Randy Carlisle, who is not here today, but I wouldn't have made it through this year without him. I probably would have quit halfway through. I wish he could have been here to hear me make my speech and watch me quiz. I think I may have even done better, but the impact quizzing has had on my life, it's kind of hard to explain because it's kind of almost been my life. Half of it was school, work, sports, college, fun, and the other half was quizzing. So, I really don't know what else to say. So the impact it will have on my life, I guess I'm about to find out. I would just like to close with a simple poem. It's very short, but quizzing is not about the competition, but I'm going to read this poem anyway. It goes like this. Competition is wonderful. Competition is what makes you rise to your best effort. It's what makes you better. Never be afraid of competition. Never be afraid of putting yourself on the line, for it is only at that moment you know who you are and what you are, so just jump in there and do your best. One thing about those who do not compete is that they never have to suffer the bad experience of losing. I have. But they'll never know true victory. That's all.